Alright guys, TadGrab here, bright and early today to recap day 2 of the Pro League Qualifier. What a day again. I just don't understand this event. There's upsets all over the place. Some of the big favourites to make the Pro League are, as I say in the title, on the brink of going out. Because yes, there's 2 more days of pool play action, but some of these teams, it's looking real slow for them. And big favourite names could not be in the Pro League, or potentially going into that gauntlet of a 12-team bracket that will then have to fight each other to actually get into the Pro League. So there's some fantastic results for the lower tier, like the amateur American teams, especially. Not a good day for European Call of Duty by any means, but we'll go through that in the course of the video. So like if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new as always, all that good stuff. And wow, yeah, let's go through the results. I have a few clips to show you, a few other things. Hopefully it'll be good enough. And it was a hell of a day of action. We'll skip through the pools for just a second to go through the actual match results. Then we'll look at tomorrow and we'll see what it's looking like in terms of the schedule. Because, wow. Starting the day then, yesterday, we had Spacely versus XLG. Relatively quick 3-0 for those guys. There was this one clip I thought I'd show you from Havoc. He goes to use the gravity slam when like 3 of them are there, and off he goes off the map. Don't know if you guys saw that, but that was pretty funny. They end up winning the series pretty convincingly anyway, but yeah, Havoc just jumped straight off the bat with a gravity slam. Mindfreak continue their impressive tear. Mindfreak actually moved to 4-0 by the end of the day, beating Imperial and Movistar Riders, which puts them very much on the brink of Pro League qualification. It's when you're 4-0, it should be almost guaranteed. There is another team 4-0 that we'll talk about as well that aren't officially qualified yet, but it's basically confirmed. So Mindfreak, I think, are in a similar situation. Then UU versus Nation of Power, quick 3-0 for them. Midnight versus Overtime. The French guys fall just about to this Midnight team that 3-0'd Thieves and managed to make the comeback yesterday on XLG. So that was a pretty big match for them, and Midnight taking this one go to 3-0 at the time, and then when they had a match later on, they actually went to 4-0, as we'll talk about in a second. Reciprocity versus E6. This was a hell of a matchup. Rec won the first hardpoint convincingly. When they beat Team Sween, they were absolutely on fire in the search and the control, and they came out with it again. They were super convincing in the hardpoint. They dominated the search and destroy as well most of the time. Then they went into that control, and it was 2-2, I think, in control. They had a 15-11 advantage. They had Enigma 6 pushed back into their spawn. They lost a few crucial gunfights. They ended up losing that map, lost a bit of composure, lost map 4 as well that they arguably could have closed out at times. Then it went down to map 5. So this is a really big deal in the context of Pool A, especially with FaZe Clan struggling, as we'll go on to in a second. Reciprocity beat Sween, as we saw yesterday, and then Enigma 6 beat FaZe. This really was a big matchup. E6 go up 5-1 in the final search, and we saw it yesterday with 100 Thieves versus, it was Spacely's team when 100 T made a crazy 5-1 comeback map 5. It happens again on a different map this time, and yeah, they threw it away crazy hard. Reciprocity had some nice clutches, and I think this is the very final round of the game. So yeah, I'll just play through it here when Reciprocity managed to make this 5-1 comeback, which is so huge in the context. And you thought it'd give them great momentum, but we'll see in their next map that really wasn't how it ended up working out. But you see Enigma 6, they have 200 HP here, and Cade's got a gunfight against Tommy that comes up in a second with 200 HP in hand. Frosty has the gravity slam. They're coming over towards B. I'm thinking, oh, this is all over, man. Goes to slam it, doesn't get anyone. Gets taken down by Dens. Cade loses a gunfight on Tommy, even though he has 50 HP advantage. And yeah, the round's all but over in a matter of seconds. So Reciprocity managed to make this crazy comeback. Big deal for them. They were getting super hyped. And yeah, that was a massive deal in the context of the pool. But you'll see the next matchup Reciprocity have later in the day. Yeah, it doesn't turn out so easily. They were very hyped over this one. You love to see it. Okay, unless you're an Enigma 6 fan, of course. Moving on real quick. Lightning Pandas versus Giants. What is going on here, man? LP, one of my favourites going into the pool. I didn't have that much confidence in these guys. I wasn't thinking they were going to be as spectacular as they were at Vegas. But, you know, when you're a top 6 team, you're beating all those good teams at Vegas, you think you can pull it out the bag. But Giants just kind of wiped the floor with them. I think LP only won the search here. and Giants won both the hard points, which is just something you cannot say, especially for a team that's been getting blown out elsewhere. Lightning Palace to lose to them is super scary for LP indeed. They moved to 0-2 after losing to Heretics yesterday, and those are one of the teams that's really on the brink. Another one of the teams is FaZe Clan. This is a kind of trend you see. The first few matches of the day, they kind of go as you expect. Then the next four, like, it's all over the place. FaZe lose 3-1 to Project 18, which is Teddy Rex's team. And, yeah, wow. The fact that they 3-0'd FaZe Clan Black so convincingly yesterday, then they lose to E6, now they lose to Teddy Rex's team, is super scary. Nameless was calling them out big time for how they don't learn the game and how they don't really understand it, and a lot of FaZe fans are saying it's a friendship club more than an actual team to try and win. Replays, I guarantee, if the stats are available yet, his stats would be looking horrible. In respawns, it is looking slow. And yeah, Celium's been decent, but also one of the concerns is that Priester is using the main assault rifle, even though maybe you could consider the main AR in this game to be the least impactful role, and Priester arguably the best player on their team, so using that gun doesn't really make too much sense to me right now, and they lose to Teddy Rex's team. That is just a tragic result for them. G2 beat Fact Revolution. Fact Revolution at the time hadn't even lost a series, or hadn't even lost a map yet, but they end up losing to G2. That's like Sunny B's squad. Still have a decent chance of making it through to the bracket at the very least. Red Reserve Imperial ends up being a 3-1 in favour of Red. Thankfully, because I think Imperial took map number 1, or maybe they took the search, one of the two, and then Red closed it out nicely in the last couple of maps, but Red Reserve, man, it's not looking good for them, and there's a result towards the end of the night which also isn't good for them at all, and we'll go through that when the time comes. EG versus a Movistar Riders was a quick 3-0, and Pittsburgh get taken down 3-1 by Midnight Gaming. This team is practically in the Pro League now. You've got Brack, you've got Jet Li, you've got Parzelion, Dylan Envoy, and Llama God on the squad. So guys that have been in and around the scene for a few years, taking down Pittsburgh was a huge result for them here. They moved to 4-0. The only way they don't qualify is this scenario, where if Spacely managed to 3-0 Knights, they 3-0 Midnight, they 3-0 Mesa, and overtime 3-0 100 Thieves and Knights, which is super unlikely, and then Mesa 3-0 Midnight, which is also super unlikely. In that scenario, then Midnight don't get second. But pretty much in all other scenarios, thanks for 8-Bit Nacho for that, basically all the other scenarios, Midnight qualifies. They may as well be in the Pro League at this point, which is a crazy result to predict. The first team, effectively, that qualifies is one that people would not have expected. So XLG take down Mesa 3-0. Envy Heretics was ahead of a series. The people in the chat were trying to give Heretics the remorse as much as possible. They went up 2-0 in the series, and then Envy bring it back. Really impressive composure from Envy, and that is one thing I think the Spanish teams lack. Yeah, they have like the passion, they have the talent for sure, but the composure is something that these guys don't have yet. And okay, Envy are the world champs. There was a little bit of drama in the last map when I think it was 5-2, 5-3. Silly had died, but his drone squad was left hovering over the bomb, and it just got a 2-piece to effectively 2v0 the round, even though thankfully Apathy was still alive to defuse the bomb. But yeah, there was a bit of controversy in that one, so yeah, unfortunate for Heretics, but they're still 2-1 in the pool, so they have a good chance of moving forwards. But Envy looking very solid right now. Sween 3-0 FaZe Clan Black, I guess, as people would expect. Reciprocity lose to Divine. What is going on? This is the series, man. The rest of the series, okay, there's been a few upsets on the day, but nothing unbelievable. LP Giants, FaZe, Project 18, and you've got Pittsburgh versus Midnight. Maybe that's not considered an upset. Midnight looking really good. This is like the biggest upset of the tournament, is it not? Reciprocity just take down Enigma 6, make that fantastic comeback. They lose 3-0 to Divine, who like is Niall Kreza Endurance team. Like, they're basically known as onliners in Europe. They shouldn't be good. They've been getting destroyed by most of the other teams. And then they 3-0 Reciprocity. Like, okay, it still should be fine for Rec when we look through the pools, but that is a game where if you win that, it's like, okay, now I'm comfortable, I'm pretty comfortable, I'm going to get top 2. But losing to a team like that, it once again puts things, well, not necessarily on a knife edge, but getting there. Tater Minds beat Giants 3-1, so if LP are losing to Giants and they're losing to Tater Minds, who got blown out by most of the other teams, LP is looking horrible for them. And I remember Mad Cat saying on the European Codcast last year, if he's never not in the Pro League, he is out, and, well, not looking good right now. EG versus Red. This was just a series that sums up Red's play right now. They go down 2-0. They win a nice control. Then map 4 hardpoint. Bance just goes off. He gets streaks. And a rarity for sure, because if you're watching this team, Zero playing really well, Scraps is playing exceptionally well. Like, this guy is the best player on this team right now. He's a grinder for sure. He puts his heart and soul into the game. But, okay, you don't expect that much out of Joe, but Rated and Bance have definitely been lacking. Neither of them have really gone God mode at all, apart from this one map against Evil Geniuses here in map 4, and then you go on to map number 5, and once again it's only Scraps doing anything, and they lose 6-3, so that's not looking good for them at all. Yes, okay, losing to Evil Geniuses that came top 8 at Vegas, it's not too bad, but at the same time it's not what you want at all if you're a Red Reserve fan, and yeah, it's looking very slow for them. Hopefully they'll be able to turn around and make the Pro League, because yeah, it would be a disaster. Speaking of not making the Pro League, 100 Thieves, baby, versus Pittsburgh Knights. This was a relatively convincing 3-1. Pittsburgh won both the hard points, and yeah, 100 Thieves once again looking absolutely dreadful in hardpoint. Control is really the only shining light of their game right now. And Pittsburgh just got RX, and Parasite just turned up when it matters. This was a funny clip that I found that looks like Parasite's just turned up to a steakhouse and Jay Nubsy's being the waiter. Apparently they're going through strats or something. This is pre-series. And Ricky has been going off as well with the assault rifle. So looking like a great pickup for them. 100 Thieves, man, another team that's very much on the brink is 100T, Red, LP and FaZe. Like, all of those teams. Jesus, when we have a look through the standings in a second. Overtime eventually 3-0. Mazer and Mindfreak take down Movistar Riders 3-0 to effectively guarantee their slot in the Pro League for sure. So a very good result for Mindfreak. Let's scroll up through the pools here. So, if it ended today, Reciprocity and Teddy Rex's team would be going through. Rec would be far and away dominating this pool if they had just beaten Divine. But somehow they get 3-0'd. Like, they get 3-0'd by Team Sweden, they get 3-1'd by Project 18, then they 3-0 Reciprocity. It just doesn't make any sense, man. Like, if this was previous years, people would be talking about how damn inconsistent this CoD is, but I think maybe people are giving it a pass because it's Black Ops 4, but with all the specialists in the game, like, I tend to like saying that Call of Duty is not actually that inconsistent, try and back it up a little bit, try and represent the esport in a good light, but Jesus, right now, I don't know how long I can go on with that because some of these results are mental. Envy looking pretty solid. Fact Revolution actually still in number 2 slot at a 2-1. And yeah, G2 2-1 as well. Heretics definitely with a chance there if they can win the last few matches. Lightning Pandas at 0-2. It's looking dreadful for them. They need to find a way to crawl out into that bracket play, getting past hopefully Giants and Tainted Minds for their sake to even have a chance going forward. Just to explain the format once again real quick, the top 2 finishes. So in this situation, if it finished today, Envy and Fact Revolution would qualify for Pro League. Then number 3 would wait around a little bit. And then 4 and 5 would battle it out from between the pools. So, you know, G2 might play Team Spacely in this scenario. Tainted Minds might play Accelerate in this scenario. And then whoever wins out of that would then play a number 3 team from another pool. So, pretty sure that's how it works. And then the bottom 2 teams go home, of course. Midnight basically qualified for the Pro League. Pittsburgh looking pretty good as well. 100 Thieves down here at 1 and 2. Jesus, man, what is going on? And then, yeah, Pool D, the easiest to call, as I said. With EG and Red Reserve obviously dominating it. Not having at all. Mindfreak have come out with the fire. Impressive stuff from there. Buzzo, the coach, is on another level. So let's have a look through some tweets for the day. This is just a recap from Intel Call of Duty. That, yeah, Midnight is super close. Zaptius holds the kill record at 20 kills now. And Lightning Panda's not looking good by any means. And yeah, these are the pools from a different perspective right here. JP did a tweet as well for this Heretics versus Envy match. They 6-0'd Envy in map 2. Like, they had the absolute fire on Hacienda, and Journey's 14 kills in 6 rounds was the best kill performance by any player in S&D ever recorded. Is that ever recorded, like, in Call of Duty history? Because that is rather mental. Even though I guess 5v5 is, makes for a slightly different story. But yeah, let's have a look at the schedule for tomorrow. Jesus, man. Okay, so the matches finished early yesterday as they did today. It starts at 5 PM once again. Lightning Pandas Envy is a massive matchup, and I can't see LP doing much about this one. It is looking super slow for them with Envy Coming up with the fire, Heretics, Tainted Minds, Sween, Project 18. That's also a big one for the top of the pool. FaZe Clan, Black versus Divine, Pittsburgh, XLG, 100 Thieves. If they don't beat Mazer, then, we've got another thing coming for Drake and Co. EU Movistar Riders, EG Nation of Power, Envy, Tainted Minds, Reciprocity, FaZe, Black. Hopefully they can bounce back in that one, at least for my sake and the rest of the guys, fans of European Call of Duty, because it was looking a bit slow yesterday. LP, hopefully they can take down Fact Revolution if they even want a chance, but maybe I fancy Fact Revolution, who knows. Sunny B, go on, son. Project 18 E6, that could be closer than some people expect. 100 Thieves overtime, I wouldn't be surprised if the French guys make that a close one. Red Mind Freak is a massive match in Red's context, because if they lose a match here to Mind Freak, they go 1-3. Like, they have to win their last two to get into at least the bracket place. Spacey versus Midnight Imperial, Nation of Power, Wreck FaZe as well. So some big matches of Reciprocity on this day. And of course, FaZe have... This is a big one for FaZe, because if they lose this, as we've said, they go 1-3. And that is looking very scary indeed. G2 Giants, Divine E6, and Heretics, Fact Revolution to close out the day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new as always. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.